All right, Josh Berry is a Cup Series winner, and we're here to talk about it. If this is your first time here, welcome. This is Big Motor Small Blade. I'm Seth. If you're returning, welcome back. We just got done with Las Vegas, and as I said, Josh Berry passes Daniel Suarez with about, I think, 14 laps to go and gets his first career win. I'm happy for Josh, obviously. I was unsure about whether or not Josh Berry would be Cup Series material a couple years ago, just solely due to how long he spent being a late model stock driver, and the reason for that was just going as fast as you can for the whole race that's not what you do in late model stock racing, and that's all you do in the Cup Series these days. So I wasn't sure how it would translate. Last year seemed to lead me to believe I was right, and this year has led me to believe I'm completely wrong on that. Happy to be wrong on that. I'm always happy. By the way, it started raining like right as I went to record this, so if you can hear it, I apologize. But I'm always happy to be wrong in a scenario like this. Too bad for Daniel Suarez. Shout out to him, though. Daniel Suarez and the 99 team, they have been fast, super fast all year long. And finally got a result to actually match it. But yeah, they've been killing it this year speed-wise. It's going to be really awkward by the end of this season with Trackhouse. I don't know which way they have to go. I would recommend keeping Connor Zilic in the Xfinity Series another year. Either way, I mean, I guess if he wins, it's hard to, I don't know. It's one of those awkward things that unfortunately we have to do now because you can only have 3 charters. So I hate it for him. I hate it for them, but hopefully he can keep putting together this big showcase and get a good ride. I'm sure, honestly, if they keep going like this, they could probably break through with a couple wins this season. I wouldn't be shocked. All right, other big thing today, I'm going to say, as happy as I am for Josh Berry, Hendrick Motorsports completely blew this race in basically every capacity. We had Kyle Larson was, I believe, the fastest today. It was kind of hard to tell, like if he or the 24 Byron got up front, or not up front, but whichever one kind of got in ahead of the other looked faster, but I think the 5 was faster overall because he kept coming back despite getting kind of stuck behind the 41 there for a little while. They eventually figured that out and worked out a cooperation between the two, as Mike Joy loves to say. And the 5 was really quick. That last caution with 73 to go, whatever it was, they all decided to come. I think they all did. Maybe the 48 wasn't on their strategy. I can't quite remember exactly. But they all decided to come down and take, at least the 5 team, I know for sure, took no tires, just fuel on that not that last stop, but the stop before. And I get wanting to maybe keep a set in the chamber ready to go, but I'm struggling to understand how you think it's beneficial to put yourself back in traffic with a tire disadvantage. I understand it was only 8 laps, but yeah, you're still burying yourself in traffic with 0 advantage whatsoever, and it ended up not mattering. It ended up not mattering anyway. And then on top of that, we've got, again, I've been on this one for a while, and everyone, I don't understand why guys outside of the top 5, and even sometimes in the top 5, but I really don't understand why guys, especially teammates outside of the top 5, when one clearly is has been faster all day, has shown they're faster all day, continue to drag each other back for nothing. Alex Bowman with 30, whatever the hell laps to go, raced the hell out of Kyle Larson, which again, I understand, but at that point, they're running for 9th. They're running for 9th. He drug them back, got them both passed by AJ Allmendinger when you could have just gotten out of the way and probably followed him through and gotten a top 5 finish, but killed both of their rest of their days, really. I know Alex did eventually get back up by AJ Allmendinger, but that took him like 15 more laps to do. Killed any sort of momentum they had. I don't understand it. And guys continue to do this over and over and over again. Um, I could be wrong about this one, but like Ross Chastain kind of did it to. I know they're not teammates, but he did it um, to William Byron. I think it was after Josh had already gotten by Daniel. I could be wrong on that one. If Daniel was in the lead, then I understand it a lot more. But if Josh was in the lead, at that point, it makes more sense to let. I know we do this all the time with these damn manufacturer alliances, and then we get to the end of a race for whatever reason, and guys just don't. But they just race the hell out of each other, and then let a guy go out away. It's not smart. I don't think it doesn't make any sense, especially for a guy like Ross, who last year he obviously missed the playoffs, didn't win a race until Kansas in the fall, and letting a guy like Josh Berry go and win. Now, would William Byron have gotten by Josh Berry? I don't know. Could he have? Yeah, hell yeah, he could have. He was fast. So yeah, holding him up and letting Ryan Preece get back by you. Now you let, outside of the fact that it's a Ford, you let a guy that is probably going to be lower than you. We could be wrong about that. The 21 team has been quick, so we'll see how long this lasts. Again, it could be that early season mirage, but I don't know. We'll see. I don't think it's super smart. All right, now we're to the part where I'm ready to get sort of flamed, but I'm okay with that. We are now entering year 4 of the next gen car, and we've done a couple things to try and fix short track racing. And by that I mean with the car. Now we've got Goodyear covering up for most of the issues and doing a pretty good job. Again, the teams are really smart. That's not going to last forever. So we've made minimal adjustments on that. And because mile and a half racing has been the best of what we have, which I'm not going to argue with, I will argue that it's not been quite as good as we've been led to believe by the masses and NASCAR and Fox Sports and NBC. But yeah, now we're on year 4 and we are running 99% a lap on full throttle. Maybe toward the end of the lap, it's more like 95% a lap full throttle. We're inching ever closer back to 550 era, and I'm not a big fan of it. I think we are well overdue time for some sort of shakeup in that regard. I don't know what we're waiting on. Are we waiting for the racing to get bad? So this is just, I mean, it's super unprecedented to just go the better part of half a decade now without touching anything. Okay, maybe not the better part of, well, I guess, yeah, it's the better part of half a decade. We haven't changed anything on these tracks. We haven't changed anything on super speedways. And I would argue the racing is getting dull. Now, the areas we are putting effort in, they're getting better. And I guess it would be easier to make these changes if we hadn't started off so poorly with the way the short track and road course racing was at the beginning of the next gen era. But yeah, so let's take it back. Take it back to the previous generation. I know a lot of people weren't around back then, or maybe didn't pay as much attention back then, since NASCAR's kind of surged over the past couple of years. I say surged. There, you can make an argument either way about that. But 2013, we ran a fairly basic package. I don't know how to describe it. We only really ran it that one year. And then 14, we changed it up. We added a ton of height to the spoiler. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was hefty. That certainly altered the racing. 2015, we brought the spoiler height back down a little, but we introduced a tapered spacer for the first time. 2016, everyone hated the way that was, so we dropped the spoiler height down again by a decent amount. Honestly, I thought that was probably the best racing we had in the next gen era, or not the Gen 6 era, was that 2016 season, in my opinion. Now, again, we couldn't have kept it that way forever. 17, we dropped the spoiler height down again, even more, and that worked pretty well for a while, at least that season. But then we kept it, ran it back again in 2018, and immediately everyone hated it. So then what we do, we went with the drastic change of the 550 package. So the only reason I bring any of that up is to point out that in a 8-year time span, we changed the entire aerodynamic package 5 times by my count. 5 times we completely uprooted what we did aerodynamically and engine wise. We did that 3 times, twice. We did that twice. So in the now fourth season of Next Gen Racing on tracks bigger than a mile, we have done exactly 0 changes. And in my opinion, it's getting stale, and I think we need to shake it up. Now, will NASCAR actually do anything other than maybe tell Goodyear to bring softer tires to these tracks? I'm going to hedge my bet no. And I'm kind of concerned that we are not going to get any major changes until we get to Gen 8, which who knows when that's going to be. I'm trying to think what the average life cycle of one of these generation cars is. Obviously, Gen 6 was 8 years. It was originally going to be 7 years. And then the pandemic happened and it got pushed back a year. The COT era was like 5 years, I think. Maybe 6. So I don't know. We could be 2 or 3 years away from that. And that's not going to be good. It's kind of the similar. It's just, if you watch IndyCar, it's a similar conundrum that the IndyCar series is in my opinion, where IndyCar has been in dire need of getting a new chassis, at the very least a new body, for 2 or 3 years now, maybe more. But they're going to go with the major overhaul. That itself might not come for the next 3 years. So yeah, we're I don't know. I think we need to do something. I think you could do a simple shakeup by fixing the things I've already said previously that we need to fix. But yeah, I don't know. Well, all right. Last week I kind of ended it quickly because I run out of whatever I want to talk about, and then I just end it. So that's kind of what I'm doing today. Let me know what you think. You think I'm completely wrong about the racing? That's okay. Let me know. Like if you did, dislike if you didn't. Yeah. Bye.